Here's a 1600-word YouTube article written in a flowing, story-like style without headings, as you requested. It builds on your hyena and camel story, expands it into a full narrative, and weaves in motivational reflections so it feels like a complete, powerful piece for your channel. Once upon a time, in the dry wilderness of Africa, a thirsty hyena wandered under the blazing sun. His tongue hung dry from his mouth, his body weak from searching endlessly for water. His eyes scanned the horizon until suddenly, in the distance, he saw something shining under the sunlight. It was a river, flowing gently and calling him with the promise of life. Excited and desperate, the hyena hurried toward it, but before he could reach the water, he met a camel resting calmly by the riverbank. The camel looked tall, wise, and confident. The hyena, panting heavily, asked eagerly, "Brother Camel, is this river safe to drink from? Can I cross it? Is it deep?" The camel smiled with the ease of someone who had lived long and seen much. "Do not worry," said the camel, "this river is not deep at all. I cross it often. Look at me, I walk straight through it without any trouble. You too can do the same." Hearing these words, the hyena felt reassured. Without a single thought of his own strength, his own size, or his own ability, he rushed forward and stepped into the river, trusting the camel's words completely. At first, the cool water refreshed him, but soon it rose higher and higher, up to his chest, then to his neck, and finally above his head. The hyena struggled, gasped, and nearly drowned. With great effort, he scrambled back to the riverbank, exhausted and ashamed. He looked at the camel, who stood silently, watching him. With a trembling voice, the hyena asked, "But you said it was not deep. You said you cross it easily." The camel replied calmly, "Yes, I said it is not deep, for me. My legs are long, and my body is tall. For me, the river is only knee-deep. But you, little hyena, are much shorter. What is shallow for me may be deep for you. My truth is not your truth." The hyena sat silently, reflecting on this powerful lesson. For the first time, he realized the mistake was not in the camel's words, but in his own blind trust. He had not thought for himself. He had not measured his own strength, his own size, or his own ability. Instead, he had tried to live by someone else's truth, and nearly lost his life because of it. This story of the hyena and the camel carries a message that is far greater than it first appears. In our lives, we often face rivers, challenges, decisions, or opportunities. And like the hyena, we look for guidance from others. We listen to parents, friends, leaders, or even strangers on the internet. We hear their advice, their experiences, their truths. But what we often forget is that every person's truth is different. What works for one may not work for another. What is easy for someone tall like the camel may be life-threatening for someone small like the hyena. The danger lies not in listening, but in following blindly. Wisdom lies not in rejecting advice, but in measuring it against your own strength, your own path, and your own reality. Think about it. How many times in life have people told you, "Do this, it worked for me," or, "This is the right way, trust me." Maybe it's about choosing a career, starting a business, handling relationships, or taking risks. They speak from their own experience, and they may even mean well. But if you follow without thinking, you may find yourself drowning in a river that was never meant for you to cross in that way. Life teaches us again and again that no two journeys are the same. The camel's legs are not your legs. The camel's height is not your height. The camel's truth is not your truth. What saves one person can destroy another. What brings success to one can bring failure to another. This is why self-reflection is the greatest wisdom of all. Before you take any step, ask yourself, am I strong enough for this? Is this path right for me? Am I prepared to handle the challenges that come with it? Do not compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Do not measure your path with another person's yardstick. The river of life does not treat us all the same, and that is the beauty of it. The story of the hyena and the camel also teaches us the power of personal responsibility. The hyena blamed the camel at first, but in truth, the camel only shared his perspective. The mistake was the hyena's blind trust. In life, when we suffer, it is easy to blame others, parents, teachers, friends, or society. But in the end, the responsibility is ours. It is not someone else's legs that carry us forward. It is not someone else's breath that keeps us alive. It is our own choices, our own strength, our own judgment that shape our destiny. Now, let's go deeper into this wisdom. Imagine if the hyena had thought for a moment before stepping into the river. If he had looked at his own short legs and realized, wait, what is shallow for the camel may be too deep for me, he would have avoided suffering. All it would have taken is one moment of reflection. And that is the same with us. Many times, before making a decision, we already feel that inner hesitation, that quiet voice that says, think again. Is this really for you? But often, we silence that voice and rush forward because we want quick answers, quick shortcuts, or quick approval. We choose the easy way of copying others instead of the harder but wiser way of thinking for ourselves. But remember this, wisdom is slow, while regret is fast. If you pause, think, and measure before you act, you may save yourself years of struggle. But if you act blindly, you may spend years fixing the damage. So the next time you face a decision, big or small, remember the hyena and the camel. Listen to advice.